Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In this case, this is the first video, so welcome back to the start. Um, I don't know when you'll find yourself watching this. I don't know if I'll have millions of videos posted at this point, or this will be the first video you're seeing, and this is the only video I have posted. Um, but what I do know is that I am here to create a video. And essentially, I guess I should introduce you guys to the preface of what I'm trying to do here. Um, what I'm trying to do is essentially a completely off-the-cuff, no post-processing, no editing, no nothing. Just me spewing my raw thoughts as though you guys were my younger self. And I had something to teach you. I had something to offer. The game audio is just a little bit too loud for me in this case, so give me 1 second. This way I can actually hear my thoughts. Although I know some of you may not have thoughts that you hear. That's a whole nother debate, but the idea that people don't have an internal monologue versus having one. But anyways, apologies for any degradation that my voice may have, or the sniffles or coughing that you may hear. I am a little bit under the weather right now, but that's no matter. Still gonna try and do something with my time. So, I guess the first thing that I want to get into is things that maybe I wish I had a better understanding of when I was younger. It's I guess one of the main things is confidence, and confidence to do the things that you actually want to do. Because for the large majority of us, or maybe the large minority, I'm rather unsure on the fact, but if you're tuned into this video, it's probably you. You have goals, you have dreams, you have aspirations, you have places you want to be, things you want to see. I don't know, whatever it is, it's different for you than it may be for me, or maybe it's exactly the same, but you have them. And I guess what I'm trying to say is having the confidence to actually go out and to do those things, to know in your bones and your body that you can achieve it with enough effort and enough time. What is really there to stop you? You know, it's impossible to fail if you keep on trying. Uh, and so, when I was younger, I didn't always have that confidence. I didn't always believe that that was true. It wasn't until I had done some stuff where I had really noticed that, the effort that I put forth, the inputs per se, resulted in better outputs. And so, essentially, it took me a long time to kind of build up that confidence to say, hey, like, I know that maybe today I'm not good at doing this, but if I keep doing it, then maybe not tomorrow, but maybe the day after, I'm going to be a whole lot better at it. Um, and recognizing that the hardest part of any of this is actually just getting started with it. It's that first initial takeoff. It's the plane gearing up for takeoff, and getting ready for the trip. Like at first, it's incredibly uncomfortable. It doesn't feel natural. Sometimes there's. Oh, sorry, 1 sec. Another proponent of all these videos is that they're live, so you know, I'm not here to script over a video or do anything like that. I'm really playing this guy as I think of my thoughts. Um, and I'm actually dying to him as I think of my thoughts. Unimportant though. I'm playing Reload right now, so I have infinite amount of lives. Well, not infinite, but then more than one. Um, Much more than we get in the real world. Um, so I guess what I'm trying to say, I kind of lost my train of thought, which I did think would happen in these videos. Um, but like, knowing that if you actually go out there, you apply yourself, you put in the time, um, you try to get better at the object that you're trying to get better at. You genuinely put an effort, and I mean genuinely. That's not like even showing up is good. Showing up definitely matters. You should be there day in and day out. But it's like looking for flaws, looking for things that you could have done better, and then doing everything to improve upon those to make them better. And with through time, then you start to have less and less flaws. You start to have less and less things going wrong. It just everything starts to add up and make a whole lot more sense. And I hope I'm making some semblance of sense. Um, but like, if you just do that initial thing, you just do the uncomfortable, what feels so gross, what feels so unnatural, what feels like it's the wrong move. I should just stay. I should crawl back into my little hole. It's comfortable in here. The world's not gonna judge me. There's not gonna be anything going on. Like I can relax here. By doing that, you're essentially saying to yourself, wow, I do not have the potential to be good at this, or I don't have the confidence in myself that if I put in the effort, I'm going to be good at this. I don't have the confidence in myself that it could all work out. You know, it's your doubt, self-doubt, and doubt will kill your dreams. Doubt will kill your effort. Doubt will turn you into something you don't want to be. It'll make you a lesser version of yourself. One that you don't have to be if you would just believe in yourself. Every time I feel like I get to a succinct thought, the lobby does not want me to. Oh my god. Oh no. Ah, I need these mats. I need. Okay. Well, now that I'm respawning in, I can think again. Um, but yeah, that doubt will freaking kill your dreams. It'll eradicate your chances of success. It'll take you from hero to zero faster than you can freaking blink. Like, in order to achieve anything, you must have a complete and utter confidence in yourself and your ability to do it. Um, doesn't matter what it is. Um, but by having that confidence, it gives you the ability to put in the work, to actually go out there and do what's necessary for that goal. Because if you don't have any confidence and you never think it's going to work out, then what you're doing in turn is you're saying, okay, it doesn't matter how much effort I put in, it doesn't matter what I do, it's not meant to be. Maybe better luck next spawn, next life. Just wasn't for me this time. And so you're completely taking that option away from yourself. You're saying, I don't have what it takes. Um, and that's a terrible negative belief that I just don't think you should have in yourself. I think you should always believe that if it's something that I truly am passionate about, something that I love, something that I can do all day, all night, then why would I not be the best at it? Why do I not have the capability to do such a thing? Um, why is it just, not for me? Because I don't think that's the case. If these other people have achieved it, if they've um, done what maybe you think you can't do, like, what makes them any different for you? We're all made of the same flesh and bones. Sure, we have different genetics, different tolerances for different things, but we all have our own strengths and our own weaknesses. And I think it's about identifying those in and of yourself, and then um, working to prop yourself up with your strengths and to negate your weaknesses, or learning how to turn your weaknesses into strengths. Like, you have to have that fundamental understanding of self as well. So not only is it confidence, hey, I can do this, I am able to, um, but um, it's also the act of analyzing and looking at the situation, saying, okay, I have the confidence to do it. Now, what do I need to do? And how can I do it in the smallest form factor possible? What are the steps that I can do immediately today to put myself 1 inch, 1 centimeter, whatever, 1 millimeter closer to what it is that I'm trying to achieve? Um, and I think that once you do that, you'll start to move towards your goals at a faster pace. You'll start to see uh, less barriers in your way, less things holding you back from entry, and more opportunities in your path, more things that you missed out on before, um, that turn out to be strengths, that turn out to have pushed you in the direction you want to be, to do things like that. Um, and yeah, maybe I'm rambling a little bit here. Maybe it would be worthwhile to have something that keeps my thoughts on pace. Unsure on that. I do wonder if that's a thing, like AI or some shit that will listen to me and keep track of my general premise so that I can always return to it. Um, if not, it's something I could make, I guess. I could figure it out. Um, I do have, skills. I do know how to code. I know how to do things like that. So I could make this easier for myself. Uh, and my first step in this case would be, getting on Google, seeing what's available first and foremost, and then going from there. And then trying to figure out, like, okay, does this exist? Does it not exist? If it exists, what do I need to do to get it? If it doesn't exist, what do I need to do to create it? Um, Things like that. But anyways, just getting after it, just having the confidence, the wherewithal to go after it, then analyzing the steps, looking at them, saying, what can I do today? Then doing that, doing it repetitively, and then constantly coming back to the idea over time. So this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do, this is where I'm at, this is what I've done, this is where I think I need to go. And then continually chipping away day after day, night after night, until you have a product that you're happy with. And I believe this applies to everything. This applies to work, this applies to family, this applies to relationships, literally anything. This is the formula. Envision where you want to be, have the confidence to achieve it, and then figure out what actions you need to take to get there, and do the simplest, smallest thing that you can do today and every single day to achieve it, and slowly but surely you will. Uh, and emphasis on the slow and sure, because man, is it not fast. Um, Unless you get lucky, which is possible, but luck is generally the symptom of trial and error over long periods of time. Um, then it's gonna take you some time. It's gonna take you some effort. It's gonna take you more failure than you're probably comfortable with. But if you keep doing that, you keep getting up, you keep getting after it, um, then eventually, the law of probability, now I'm just speaking out of my ass, but it says that if you keep getting up and keep trying, you will eventually succeed. And to not believe that, I think, is foolish. I think it's far more foolish to believe that you will fail than it is to believe that you will succeed. Um, and so just get up, get after it. Don't stop. Don't let other people stop you either. I think, that's another big thing is when you have dreams and you have ambitions, there's plenty of people without them, or plenty of people that have tried and failed and decided not to get back up again, and they are happy, more than happy, to tell you that it is not going to work out, that doesn't matter how much you try, you just can't get there, because they gave up, they stopped pushing, they didn't have enough belief in themselves, to keep doing it. And so I think it's of complete and utter importance that you honestly, you freaking avoid them. You avoid people like that. You avoid and if you can't avoid them physically, avoid them mentally. Don't let anybody put their negative connotations of the world on you. Don't let anybody seed their self doubt into your own beliefs. know who you are first and foremost. Know what you're capable of, and know that it doesn't matter what anybody else says. You can achieve what you think you can. You wouldn't have these dreams if they weren't a possibility to be achieved by you. It's just not. It's not how it works. So yeah, you have to get really, really good at dissuading that negative self doubt and then that doubt from other people's. Because if you can get over the self doubt, well, that's one thing. But the doubt of other people can hit even harder if you're not careful. It'll make you question everything. It'll bring self doubt back into the picture. Like, it is of utmost importance to realize that if these people have not been where you want to be, they have not achieved what you want to achieve, and they have no ambition of doing it, then it is in your best interest to not listen to them. Um, and, I'm not saying, like, somebody can have really solid advice. If you're an absolute degenerate and someone's telling you to not be degenerate, you may want to consider it. Consider being the word. Consider the possibilities, consider what you want to achieve, consider if what you're doing is actually right and agrees with you. And if it's right and it agrees with you, and you see a future in it, then don't let anybody stop you from pursuing it. Don't let anybody tell you it's not possible. But if you look in and you look inwardly and you say, wow, I really am a degenerate for this, uh, that could be the freaking case. You could be. That doesn't mean there's not something else you can do, something more worth your time, something more worthwhile that if you actually put that effort in, will get you the result that you wanted out of whatever it is you're doing now. But yeah, I don't mean to contradict myself there. You should be aware of what you're doing and if it's worthwhile. But if it's well intentioned, if it's not a degenerate activity, um, if it has means to help you in the future, or um, it could aid you, or it's just freaking fun, it's something you enjoy doing. The heck's wrong with doing something that's fun? Continue, you know. This isn't me saying, this isn't a campaign for gambling. Please, I don't suggest you do that, but if you're gonna do it, at least we get it, being educated, as as good as best as you can, because you're just like, it's in the fucking name, you're gambling. Um, but yeah, point being, don't let others uh, put their negative thought onto you, their negative self belief, their self doubt, their ideas of what is possible and what isn't. Form your own ideas, form your own possibilities, be your own person. Take the negative from them and figure out how you can make it good. Um, you know, Everything is a learning experience if you want it to be. Everything can teach you something. It's a matter of getting in there day after day and applying it. And if you do that, and if you look at everything like you can learn something, like there is no such thing as a right decision or a wrong decision, that every decision was the decision that you made. And you get in there every single day and you say, okay, I'm going to do this differently because I found that was negative. Um, or vice versa. Like you notice somebody doing something else and it's leading to a negative outcome in their life. Well, there you go, man. You know that if you do that, more than likely, it's going to lead to a negative outcome in your life. Um, so avoid it, Do what they don't do. Do the opposite, and see where that leads. Um, Everything you do that seems not worthwhile, that leads you in the wrong direction, is always worthwhile and always pointing you back to the right direction. Um, yeah, I hope that makes some sense. Like, there is no such thing as the wrong decision. Just keep making decisions, keep failing, and keep trying. And eventually, you will figure out what works for you and what doesn't. You'll figure out what you're good at and what you aren't, where you can succeed and where you can't, what your strengths and your weaknesses are. You'll figure out all of these things. It's time, it's effort, it's practice. And eventually you get to a point where it's achievable. And I say all this stuff, and I say it with words, and words are easy to say. This stuff takes action. It takes time. It takes mental fortitude. It takes understanding. It takes the intangibles you have to be willing to get up day after day, failure after failure, and say, I don't care how hard the world hits me, I'm going to hit back harder. I'm going to stand up stronger. I'm going to do what's necessary. I'm going to be better. And once you start saying, oh, I'm going to be better, instead of, man, the world is so unfair, the world sucks, everything's out to get me, doesn't matter how hard I try, nothing works out. Once you shift from that mindset to, I'm the best, I can do it, everything works out in my favor when I put in the effort, then you really start to achieve something. You have to get away from all this negative energy, this negative self-doubt, and start aligning more positively with the things that you actually want. It's those negative thoughts and that negative action that lead to negative action that lead to negative outcomes. So first and foremost, think positively. That will lead to positive action. Positive action leads to positive outcome. That's the best way I can distill that information down to you. Moment of silence to heal, and then I'll get back to the conversation at hand. You know, and at this point, there may not be any more thoughts to be said. I may have said everything I intended to say in this chat, and maybe it's time to just watch the gameplay. You know, I am in no way, shape, or form great at producing these videos as it currently stands. I don't fully understand what it is that I should or shouldn't be doing. But you can watch me live. You can watch me sit here and try to create an outcome and to start off not being the best at it. And maybe, just maybe, with enough trial and error, I'll get pretty dang good. And you can come back to this video and you can see me talking about it, and about the ideologies and philosophies that I have, and you can say to yourself, wow, it really did work. And things he was saying weren't cap. He actually put it into practice himself and achieved something from it. And I guess that's what I hope to do in some regard, is I hope to back up the ideologies. I hope to further affirm it, not only for you guys, but for myself, you know. These are things that I believe in my core, things that I preach, because without them I wouldn't be who I am. But that doesn't mean they don't take further affirmation. That doesn't mean me working hard and proving it through different avenues doesn't help. That doesn't mean self-doubt doesn't creep into my life in ways that I am not the best at controlling. It just means that I can always improve. I can always be better. I can always learn more. And I think one of the best ways for me to learn at this point is to try and teach it, to try and put my money where my mouth is, and to try and show my younger self or another person who is in need of this information what I believe. And yeah, I mean, that's generally it. Wow, I got styled on. But yeah, with that, I'll leave you guys at the end of this video, and I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope to see you in the next one.